That's basically your best card. And I added the Fate Zero Trial Deck card as well. Beautiful King of Knights Saber. And the reason being, it's just a big card, right? So you might be able to keep it. So Saber Magic Power Unleash also on your list. It's your Brainstorm. So it's not a great Brainstorm, only giving you power. Brainstorm are giving you cards. So this one is not one, but it's your Brainstorm ability. So when a situation happened that you went through all your climax already, this Brainstorm can help. I didn't talk about the yellow cards. It's not your best, quote-unquote, best card, the yellows, but I still find it enjoyable to play, and they do a lot of soul damage, so they do gain extra souls. Green in Phase Zero is mostly power-based, not very strong, but there's some card. Apprentice Mage Waver, I have that in the list that I showed you earlier. It's a clock bound, and it's a clock bound for N size, and it's a strongish card at level 1. The 117k, Imposing Majestic Rider. But the fact that it clock bound, it's decent. It can accelerate you to level 1, so you can reach level 1 first, and you can set up your Imposing and Majestic Rider first by reaching level 1 yourself first. And you also have the pay 2 to search for Command Seal. Which is, I don't put Command Seal because I don't like Command Seal too much, but I mostly like the effect, the clock bound effect on this card. That's why I put it up. We have the Night Lancer. I didn't put that because it's a meme card, right? So if you want to build an Excalibur deck, it's a cool card, but not a great card. Proof of Entry Waiver works great. I put that on your list. It's a great card. 3/5. Easiest 3/5 you can get. Actually, easier. I like it. Easier than the Knight, the Saber Knight we mentioned earlier. Harder to get receive for 3/5s, but Waiver is actually easier. You have option, and sometimes the option is also you have to make don't forget the fact that you might have to juggle between masters and servants. So the fact that Sabers is a servant might be relevant for you, and the fact that Waiver is a master could be relevant. I like this card, yeah. And oversized, it might live in comparison to something like Loyal and Brave Lancer, right? You have Kire Kotomine, Clock Bound. I mentioned Clock Bound with Waiver. Didn't put this into your list because they bounce to a level 3, so you're bound to a card and not going to use next turn. So unlike Apprentice Mage Waiver, you can use the Imposing and Majestic Rider at level 1 right away. So you Clock Bound into this, and it's going to be a card you're going to use soon. But at least he doubled down as a reverse bomb. So if reverse bomb is a thing you need, can use him. Something that I have in your list, King of King, Archer. I love this card. It's 4K. 4K if you play it first. So usually he's going to live. After that it becomes 2/5. We don't care. Because he already got his value from the fact that it was not reversed on the first turn. So I like Throbbing Soul, Kide. I put that in your list. I like that card, but the problem with Phase Zero only, if you're playing only English, you don't have too much masters to characters to in your hand to discard from this. So great draw. You can draw into Climax, and drawing into Climax, we'll find out. But drawing into Climax is great because you can draw into your Climax combo, and we'll talk about that at level 1, which is a staple of level 1, and for any sets, including this one. At level 1, you have Climax combo. Puppet of Ainsberg is one of those. She's expensive at 1 cost. Her Climax is a 2 soul. It's a 2 soul trigger, which is not really good because you usually overswing with this. You're going to be swinging for 1 or 2 already. After that, you had another 2 again. 3 or 4 now. It might increase the chance. The bigger your swing is, the more chance your opponent has to cancel as well. So I don't like the trigger too much. The Climax combo is serviceable at best. You have a better option. You can, and also Ares VL, she likes to search both masters and servants. She is homunculus herself. She doesn't feature the master and the servant trait. Be careful with your Ares VL because she's out of trait. So very, very careful. But she searched everything. I like the King of Grandeur. Even though he's not very strong with power, it's a great effect. I like the milling effect that they can have in here. Even though you do mill your opponent as well, which is kind of the downside of this. King of Grandeur Rider is kind of fair play, you know. If you saw Raid Zero, you know. If you don't, you don't. Already mentioned Imposing and Majestic Rider. It's not a good card by itself, but since it has a clock bound, you typically always have it to set up from level 0. Golden Monarch feature in Encore, so you can keep him around. It's just that you will have to use Red Climax. Not sure you want to do that though. So I put in the list because a cost 1 bomb for free is neat. It's neat. Because let's say you have something like Imposing and Majestic Rider on the opponent side. Playing 8 Red Climax, you will have to sacrifice, make big sacrifice to do that. So it depends on the day. Carrier Cost of Life. Carrier Cost of Life is expensive at 1 cost at level 1, and also the effect it costs 1 as well. But do be mindful that it could be useful if you have trouble with power and you want to trade. And your best card in the Fate Zero is this card. It's not a good trigger, but the Climax combo is good. So it mills the deck, you have an extra card, and for free. For free. Everything is for free. You don't pay anything. It's pretty neat. Your downside is you have to select only level 0s. So this is the way to search for your back rows. You can search your deck for back rows, and yeah. You could also use both Masters and Servant here. That's base. If the numbers of times you do this Climax combo is the better chance you have of winning. The more often you do this Climax combo, the more chance you have of winning. Yeah. So that's why I like the Throbbing Soul Kid potentially to draw into this. She put in the Puppet. Puppet, she searched for level 1 or higher Masters and Servant. So she can set up your late level, but something that is often overlooked with end size is that if you can keep your end size, you can keep your level 3s or level 2 in your hand because you don't have to discard them because you have end size to maintain them in your hand. So Psycho Killer, if you attack last, he's a 6/5. Essentially, if you reverse 2 thing, right? It can be, and also in the blue color, so you're probably going to go, if you want to use the best card in Fate Zero, you're probably going to go level 1 blue. So he's in your color as well. So I didn't put in your best card because he has to attack last, so you can't play multiple of this. So at 1 or 2 copies at best for this, but in the line that he has, he should be decent trade. He has Flames or Purgatory that you can use in combination with your caster combo. This thing can search Masters and Servant, yeah. You do take 1 damage though. Do be mindful by that, yeah. That you do take that 1 damage from using this card. But if you need something, right? Masters or Servant, you can use them with that. And this does not cost anything again. You can tin pretty hard. You can tin your deck pretty hard and increase your chance to cancel, yeah. So, but do be mindful that you have to search a Master and a Servant, so you have to be careful with your numbers always in Fate Zero. Your Servant are going to be your front row characters, and your Masters are going to be back row, yeah. For level 2, I only have 1 card in your list because most of the level 2 is kind of garble. Demolition, I did have it, but again, this is not something that you can, it's very niche at 1 or 2 copy that you can play, and sometimes it can save you because you can potentially, if you go Demolition, you can potentially escape from the refresh damage. I don't like too much Command Seal, but it's expensive for what it does, and it's slow. It's a level 2 card. I would prefer if Command Seal was a level 1 card to protect your Imposing and Majestic Rider. That would be neat, though. That would be neat, though. If it was a level 1 card with less power, it would be better. But at level 2, it's too slow. The Identity of Fallen Knight, that's a good trigger. And you can salvage anything and gets what you want. Works great if you're using backup as well. Works great in anything, right? Works great if you want to search your 1 or 2 copy, right? So those are more harder to find, so, you know. Also, you can do with this salvage trigger. It always comes in handy, and it gives you +1 card. And then at level 3, the stuff with your best level 3, which is a King of Military Rule Rider. This card gets 500 power for each opponent rest character, so it's good that it's used your opponent rest characters, because yourself, you have difficulty resting your character in the back row. So it's good that you use the opponent cards. Main thing you can do with this card, yeah. First thing, because you potentially do more damage, right? When you reverse with this. So it doesn't need the support of something else. Of course, if you have support, yeah, of course, but already the fact that this card already has built-in power for what it does, and the last effect also can come in handy with the stuff that you can put in there. Yeah, the caster combo. You can put the caster combo in the last effect, yeah. So you can do that again, because caster is pretty weak himself, 5k as we saw. You can put it with Rider here, and you can do it again next turn. You don't care about the level zeros, right? You summon with casters. You can just use them to do damage, right? King of all creation, I put it in your list. Mostly in niche stuff, but I mentioned it. You will have to sacrifice the identity of the Fallen Knight, which I prefer to run Sword of Rupture Ea, which can wreck people's face. Is unique. Like the fact that he has a unique card and a unique effect that's never been reprint in any card, at least from what I know. You know, very unique card, and very fitting. They will have the most power, 5/5, 5.5k, yeah. Yeah, you can wreck people face Climax combo level 3, which is the meta, you know. Climax combo level 3 or the meta. The two cards that we didn't see so far that I did mention in your best card list is the Proxy Master ASVL in the yellow color, though. Be mindful of that. Also doesn't have Master or Servant trait because it's ASVL as always. And she has Homunculus and Alchemy herself. So, but it's your 6/5, no cost. That's your strongest no cost card that you have in Fate Zero. So you do, right? The opponent do get an extra soul, but we already mentioned the extra soul that you can backfire against the opponent because you might increase your chance against them. So, and lastly, top class Saber. I will mention top class Saber because she has the most power, and it's exclusive in the trial deck. So if you have access to those cards, or you could single those cards, you want to hand them and just slot into your deck, cool with me. Yeah. But the goal at level 3 is to finish the game, so that's why something like a Rider is better. English Fate Zero, yeah, that's the kind of card, your best card, and you can slot in some stuff to fit in the holes as you, depending on your matchup, basically.